Hello, Danielle here again with Vantage. In the last video, we laid the groundwork for understanding what business metrics and unit costs are. Now we're going to hop into the console and create one. To get started, click Financial Planning at the top and select Business Metrics. On the main Business Metrics screen, you'll see any metrics you've already created here. Next, we'll create a new business metric. In this example, we're going to create a cost per user metric for a web application. I'll give it a name of just user. Once the metric is created, you'll see a few options. We'll come back to this Assign Cost Report section later. We'll start with the Import section. There are a few ways to upload metrics into Vantage. You can import from CloudWatch or Datadog, which is typically used for system metrics like CPU utilization or API requests. If you click either one of these options, a form appears where you can enter the required information. We covered this in more detail in our documentation. You can also upload a CSV file, which we'll use for this scenario, or upload metrics using our API. These same upload methods can also be used if you want to bring in forecasted or projected metrics alongside your historical metrics. We cover forecasted metrics over in our cost reporting section of VantageU. For CSV uploads, the file follows a simple two-column format, one column for the date and one for the metric value. There's also a third optional column for label. The label identifies the source of the metric like an associated application or cost center. For example, a metric like monthly active users typically applies to more than one application, so I might have data for app 1 and app 2. In this scenario, we're just going to keep it simple. I already have a CSV prepared for our user metric, so I'll click Upload and select that file. Vantage uploads the file, and you'll see this date picker here, and it shows the data I've uploaded so I can review. But if I have additional data, I can click Edit and upload another file to add more data or even modify what's been uploaded. Next, I want to assign this metric to a cost report so the data can be visualized. I'll go ahead over here and click Assign a Report, and for the report, I'll select one which tracks my infrastructure costs so I can look at how number of users may drive some of these costs. You'll see a unit scale dropdown. This controls what Vantage divides the metric by before calculating the per unit costs. So for example, it could be per 100 or per 1000 API requests. In this case, we want a simple cost per user, so I'll leave it the unit scale set to per unit and click Save. Now the metric is connected to the cost report. If I click the report, it opens in a new tab. Just like we discussed in the last video, the business metric appears as an additional trend line showing the per unit cost. The right axis corresponds to that metric, and if I hover over any date, I can see the calculated cost per user for that day, along with the average shown at the top. This makes it easy to spot spikes and see how they correlate with changes in cloud costs. Over time, you can understand both your current and expected costs per user and how that translates to infrastructure spend. This helps you decide when to scale resources up or down and think about cloud costs in more business-focused terms. And that's it. That's how you create business metrics in Vantage. For more information or other ways to upload system, business, or forecasted metrics, check out the Vantage documentation.